it's worth it. Come on.
Yeah. Oh no, a homemade pizza you can't go wrong with.
Indeed.
I'm never making that many pizzas in one go again. I learnt my
how
lesson.
many how many kilos did you do?
2 kilos of dough I went through.
Fuck, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of dough.
That's why it took 4 hours. Sorry, my internet's going weird on my laptop.
Are we all ready to get started?
Yeah.
Alright, so Charlotte's not going to be joining us because she's got legitimate reasons as to not attending.
Oh, that shit.
He's looking at a house.
Really terrible.
No priorities, right?
Just one sec, guys.
Speaking of which,
Jinxed it now.
I mean, next we'll hear that she's getting married and can't attend D&D because she's having to get hitched.
I love everyone just
absolutely
silent.
shocking behaviour.
Okay, so David, since you're now the new Charlotte,
I missed the last session. Don't ask me to do a recap.
no, you are the new Charlotte. You are the note taker.
I need the recap.
I was only here for half an hour last session, so don't ask me to do it.
Okay then, purely because nothing whatsoever happened. Trin, would you like to do the recap?
I remember a couple of key points, so my recap's gonna be awful.
Did
A
Charlotte
very
stop?
slow, groggy start, as long as I remember. Like, I have the hangover of a century. Apparently, that just refuses to go away. Charles has Marilla had a talk with Scott.
Did you go talk to the elf woman? I thought she was snogging the elf woman.
So the day basically
Kind
the day started with you guys sort of waking up from the day to find that the party had gone on without you, to the point that Charlotte's spirit guardians had been summoned to the party.
That's right.
What?
Yeah, we had all passed out angels all over the place, and somebody was in a fire.
Yes, Jason fell asleep in the fire.
Someone was asleep in the fire.
Yeah, Jason.
Oh, and then I was running around banging a gong and waking everyone up.
Yep.
I remember that, and then I went to work.
Yep. So all of you basically did constitution checks, and Onyx was the only one that failed, and failed repeatedly.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, it's not that you're taking damage from it or anything like that.
No.
How fine is fine?
Oh, I'm still healthy.
She's looking damn fine, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just so happy to be alive with this awful hangover. Thriving, most people would say.
So Marilla, I'm not entirely sure what was going through her head, decided to ask the mage person for help in regards to her vampire bite.
Oh god,
What?
yeah.
So yeah, that went down well. Scott is now epically pissed off with her, but has determined that she's not going to turn into a vampire. Scott has basically has spurred you guys to explore the city while he gets everyone up and ready to travel to the Alpha base of New Asargath, and through various means you ended up in the Temple District. But Charlotte visited the High Elf Temple, then basically just did some prayer stuff there. McKelly went to the Druid Temple and has taken on the Priestess's Seed.
That's not weird.
Aye. Okay.
It's not what you guys thinking about.
No.
Look. Each their own. You want to take on
It's
the
actually
druid?
very interesting because it's a seedling of a tree that once you plant it, of course, it grows into a tree. Duh. But each tree is connected to the main one, so we can actually travel between trees, which is cool.
Oh, so it's a teleportation seed tree, not what Matt was implying.
Look, I'm down for some tree travel. I'm just.
Well, we kind of need that tree first, and then we can talk about teleportation.
Have we actually worked out how long it takes to grow the tree, though?
But so the druid has basically said as long as it takes for the tree to be the size of the person who is travelling through it.
So it's going to take a long time for anyone who's not me to use it.
Yes.
Well, unless
but
we
the-
got a druid
What about,
who grows plants, right?
Yeah.
What if I like crawl through it?
Yeah, basically, the tree needs to be the size of the portal that you would travel through. That's basically what she inferred. But yes, McKelly is right. You can basically just cast Druidcraft repeatedly on it to accelerate its growth, and you to probably have it inside a week.
Oh, okay. So it's still only me really at the moment that can use it.
Yeah, or Padman.
Yeah, no, but it's a good investment.
Yes, this tree here, here. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. You can't. That doesn't serve anything.
Your finger does not work here. It's not a video conference.
Yeah, so that tree is connected to the great oak tree, which is in Atholorian.
So we can
So-
technically connect to another one already.
Yes, right. If you basically ask this druid nicely, she could open up a portal in that tree, which would take you to Atholorian.
So we need a druid to open the portal.
There is a spell involved, but if somehow you learnt said spell, you would be able to just do it at a will.
Okay.
But basically, if you were to plant a tree somewhere else, say in to Minas Epidas, for example, you would then have a teleportation link from Minas Epidas to either Atholorian or to New Asargath here.
Okay.
Interesting.
Mm. Do we have any druid in the alphas?
No.
Not as far as you're aware, but you do know that there are alphas in New Asargath which you haven't met yet.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Onyx just in principle knows that there are other alphas in the world. Some of them are druids, some of them are other classes.
Hmm.
That just sounds so weird when you said that idea.
I'm trying to be mysterious and not giving anything away.
My laptop went weird again. Don't do that to me, laptop.
What do you need?
Oh, right, it's sorted itself out now.
Okay.
It's freezing. I think I've got a bit too many going on.
Okay, and then Onyx then went into this temple and has basically found that it is the epitome of spell treatments and relaxation.
Maybe a hangover can get cured.
And in that regard is going to go on a vision quest with these two dark elves.
It's gonna be great.
Great.
Good
I
luck.
just wanted water and I heard water, so I was like, finally, something.
Oh yeah, yeah. The main reason why you came to the temple district was that there was no clean water actually in the longhouse. It was only ale. So not wanting to get further drunk, she decided to go off in search of water.
Yes,
So I
it's gonna
need to go
turn
cure
to a
her
whole
hangover.
You know? Fair.
I'm trying to be sensible, man. It's not working.
Well, it's like you're trying. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Which basically leads us to this point. So Onyx is basically getting ready for her spirit quest. Morella, or shall I say NPC Morella, is basically standing in the doorway trying to decide whether or not she's going to join her. What are the rest of you going to do?
I'm gonna go and watch.
Yeah, okay. Do you want me to move it? So...
Yes, please. I'm freezing. Literally, my laptop's freezing every 30 seconds
Okay.
at the moment. So I'm just trying to
Um,
Cut things down.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd like to hang around just to make sure nothing's going wrong, I guess.
You don't want to join in? You don't want to go on a spirit quest too?
Maybe they'll sacrifice us.
Ah,
I mean, you don't want to be a sacrifice. It's not good to be a sacrifice.
I agree, adventurer. And McKelly, what are you doing?
I mean, seeing everybody entering in the in there, I will just follow.
I shall close the door, adventurer.
So many people, it's getting crowded.
Probably for the best.
I agree, adventurer. We should spread out, adventurer. Okay, so what did you agree to again, Onyx? Were you just going to sort of stand in the water, or did you go or did you opt for full submersion?
I think I opted for full submersion.
Okay.
I think, yeah. It was the whole debate of taking off the armor and stuff so I don't drown. Because that's not healthy for a hangover.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would get rid of the headache.
I predict an 18% increase in chance of death if she wears her armor, adventurer.
A very oddly specific percentage.
I was concerned that she didn't know math.
Yeah, Marilla, since when?
Okay.
I am linked up to the game's internal calculator, adventurer.
Games? What's going on here?
You're the existential crisis.
And the best bit is, the door is locked, so we can't escape.
I'll move to the corner and cry.
How do you know that, Padwin?
I locked it, and I ate the key.
You didn't actually, did you, Padwin?
No.
Padwin? Padwin, we need to leave this place, you know, Padwin.
Oh, okay. I'll give the key back.
Oh,
We've got David with us.
Does he hairball the key into her hand? Anyone who looks after cats knows the results. Hairballed.
This
Nothing
is
else other than hairball
okay.
for some reason.
sure.
And the two dark elves are just standing there observing all of this and just like, is this normal for you?
Somewhat, yeah.
It wasn't.
I think we
I
all
would say
do.
this is tame for us.
The game is played on normal difficulty, adventurer.
What?
That is a bit different. I will lie. I think she drank too much. But
Or she's under a
I can't be
spell
sure.
from the evil wizard. We're going to have to kill the wizard.
Oh, I like killing evil wizards.
The wizard stole
having
Marilla.
you might be an evil wizard.
What?
Wait, what? I didn't know that. Do I get a pointed hat? I like
No.
pointed hats. Ooh. I know. Do I get a beard?
Wizards don't have beards
I
anymore.
can.
Yes.
I could be Gandalf the cat.
And the cat. Oh.
It can be put on a hoodie, and we could be the. What was it again? What was that Lord of the Rings hoodie thing that you have?
No.
No, she's drawing a blank. Okay.
I don't remember. What Lord of the Rings hoodie?
You got the one where there were cats.
Lord of the Cats.
No.
Yeah, that was Lord of the Cats.
The fur ship at the.
Yeah, the Pharaoh Ship of the Ring.
Yeah.
I was really
Aw.
sad when that broke.
Hmm.
I was really sad that had to go.
And so the two dark elves, one who's the one who's in the water, and then one who's sort of like standing on just upright. I heard retro gaming software stuff.
Oh no.
Who was that?
Please no.
Okay, so the one in the water is Kobe, and then the other one is Rajadu.
Okay.
So there's Kobe and
Kopishka.
yeah, and
See, I just heard Kobe. Go.
so right. So Rajadu basically helps Onyx basically just get her armor and weapons off and just puts them neatly into a pile. It's very sort of like orderly and ceremonial, and then basically just sort of guides you into the water. And it's obviously it doesn't show it in the image, but it's very much like a swimming pool. So there's like steps all around. So you like gradually go into the water, but then once you take your foot off the final step, you're sort of like free swimming.
Okay.
And but I don't know if you want to like poke a head under the surface or anything, but the water doesn't seem to have a bottom to it.
Ooh.
Terrifying.
And but once you sort of swim out into the middle, you do actually feel that there is a wave current moving backwards and forwards.
Oh wow. Okay.
So Kobe basically takes your hand, and you can see that he's in this like kimono robe system as well, but so it's like really flowing out on the water. But you can see from his face, even though that he's been in the water throughout the entire throughout the time that you've been here, but he doesn't actually have any water on his face. Like he's not wet. It's all like above his neck.
There's a wetless water.
Okay, so so he basically then helps you sort of lie down in the water, and he's sort of cupping your head in his hand to sort of like keep you put sort of above the water, and then basically just very calmly just sort of works you through a breathing routine, and then
Alright.
and then basically just says, whenever you're ready, take a deep breath and hold it.
Okay. Yeah, Onyx will do that, like, after a few seconds. It's not, like, terrifying or anything.
Okay. And so, right, so he doesn't like push you down. It's more just a case of just he lowers you down from behind your head. Like there's this almost pulling force, and it just gently pulls you underneath the water. Like you're not being like sucked down into a whirlpool. You're very much just below the surface. So if you would just like twitch forward, you would be above the surface again.
Okay, that's comforting to know I'm not gonna outright drown.
Okay, so this one, but he basically holds out his arm, like, and his kimono robes is sort of almost dropping to the ground, and from it he pulls out a musical instrument. But it basically looks like a two-stringed cello, and the bow thing to go along with it, and so basically just like sits down and he starts doing a sort of like a throat gurgle, like as he's sort of plucking at the thing, and he begins playing a song, and it's very Mongolian, in sort of Mongol-esque, but sort of music, and the one in the water, he appears to have something in his mouth. None of you really noticed him put it in there, and he's just sort of like he's got something in his mouth, and it's like a little metal rod is sort of sticking out, and he's flicking it with his thumb, with the other hand under the water, with holding on to his head. And after a while, it's only like it takes about 10 seconds or so, but they start building up a sort of music to it, and they're singing in a language which but I don't think any of you understand. Do any of you speak Tuigan?
Speaking of what?
Tuigan.
feel like asking the question was enough of an answer. Hopefully it's no, but
Sit, sit. Sit. Sit there, what? Sit, sit. Sit back. Sit back. Yes, I will sit down. But
So yeah, they start singing this this song, and it is, even though that it's acoustic, there's no sort of drum beats to anything. It is quite. It does have a very substantial beat to it, so it's quite a headbanger, and this song goes on for a full sort of 3 minutes. Onyx, can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please? Because you've had so many good rolls with that so far.
I have actual dice this time. This is hopefully not going to be terrible, and everything's going to be absolutely fine. It's not D20, that's already a good start. Okay, it's not abysmal.
Hang on. Let me brave the depths of Morela's profile and see what I can. Alright, she'll cast Bless on you.
Oh, thanks.
So you can add a D4 to that.
You're on a spiritual quest while being blessed by another religion.
Okay. So that is... Oh, okay, much better. 23.
Okay. So, first off, you don't suffer any sort of like suffocation or anything like that. It's not necessarily that you can breathe, you're still holding a breath, but you just feel that your breath just is more than what you're used to. In a video game, like, you buff up your underwater breathing skill and suddenly you can hold your breath for like 20 minutes even though nothing has actually changed.
Okay, that's fun.
And so, put a number of various images, or not necessarily images, but like live action events, sort of start flashing past your mind, and it's effectively the list that I sent you, the handwritten list that I sent you a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Like, just like a normal sort of like non-disclosed points where you were with the Greenleaf organisation that you were with before you joined the Alphas. But then sort of more discussions about a particular threat to your local community. You getting introduced to the Alphas, and then your Greenleaf squad getting sent out to deal with this threat, which then turned out to be a lich living in a temple. But various aspects of the fight with this lich, and one by one, members of your squad then getting killed fighting this thing, until it was literally just you and your squad leader. You managed to you then sort of flashed through the different aspects of how you defeated this lich by destroying the temple that it was inhabiting. Effectively, you buried it alive. And the only way that you were able to escape was by jumping into a very fast-flowing river. And then, after you'd been bashed and around and half drowned, you were eventually rescued by members of the Alphas. However, it turned out that your leader had been infected by the lich, and effectively tried, once you got back to your Greenleaf base, he tried killing everybody, and the Alphas that were there were forced to kill him. But you then remember the face of a very hateable member of the Greenleafs, who effectively basically just did the typical I'm not going down for this, you guys are sort of attitudes, and effectively had you fired from the Greenleafs, and the Alphas then offered you a place amongst their ranks after the Alphas held a funeral service for your fallen teammates, which the Greenleafs didn't do. Then there's various points of you basically joining the Alphas and training with them, until you came into contact with the Alpha leader that you you at the time knew only as Meat, but obviously now with your knowledge, you now know that person to be Jason. Jason sort of took you under his wing until you sort of joined a training session that Scott was part of. And Scott didn't necessarily take an interest in you. It was more he was using you to show Jason up. But there's various points of you being trained in Swordcraft specifically by Scott, and then you receiving your commission with Scott, by Jason rather, where instead of you being part of an Alpha team, you were basically made into a ferret, which is basically a wandering warrior. It's very similar to what the Witchers are, and basically doing solo adventures, and then that's where the vision ends. You're met with basically darkness, with the light of the from above sort of shining down on you, almost as if you're underwater at a very deep level looking up at the sun. And then just surrounded by darkness, just sort of swimming freely. And then as you the light in front of you sort of coalesces until it takes the form of a great silvery lion with a blue mane.
Ooh.
And then once it sort of coalesces and basically comes up to you and sort of it nudges your head a little bit, and then that's when you wake up.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's fun.
And you're immediately met with Padwin jumping on top of you. Yay, she didn't drown!
Thanks, Padwin.
My pause the defibrillators.
I'm quite alive, so I don't need defibrillators. Thank you, though.
Joe with the defibrillators while she's wet.
Oh, God,
Padwin.
yeah.
Can I try one?
No.
Please?
No.
No.
Come back here.
I am here.
No. Okay. Well then, stay here, I guess.
Oh, speaking of David, since speaking of you missing last session, if you go to your inventory,
Oh, my inventory.
and if you scroll all the way down to other possessions,
Yes.
you'll see that you have hero points.
I have 5 hero points.
Those are basically your new forms of inspiration.
Okay.
So it's 1 point to use inspiration on yourself, 2 points to use it on an ally, or 2 points to give an enemy disadvantage on something.
Okay.
Basically the new form of inspiration that I've worked up.
Okay. I can get behind that.
And you basically get you get hero points for basically doing roleplay situations, but you lose 1 hero point per day.
Okay.
Okay, so Onyx, you are basically back up and in the real world. The song is finished, and 2 dark elves are helping you out of the water. Is there anything that you want to ask them or reflect on or anything like that?
I just want to ask about the line that I saw, just so I completely clarify, because I don't think Onyx would fully know.
Ah, yes. That would be the Aslan, the great blue-maned lion. He's voiced by Liam Neeson.
That's right. I forgot about that bit.
Who is Liam Neeson?
If you do not know of the Neeson, then it cannot be explained. To understand that he is, as they say in modern society, a legend.
Well, okay.
Peak vision there. Okay. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything I would probably bring up. Because that was one hell of a trip.
What did you see? What did you see?
Well, I saw the Great Aslan, for starters. And just past events that brought me here, somewhat. Anyway.
Ooh, that sounds like a very, very important piece of your backstory that the DM should have helped you understand before you started playing.
Hadwin is very oddly specific. What's going on here?
Maybe Patrick's on the vision quest.
Yeah. Scariest moment from Hadwin there.
Oh, don't worry, adventurer. There'll be plenty more terrifying moments, adventurer.
Marilla, please. Please. What do you mean?
Error. Can I compute request, adventurer?
What? Okay. Do we need to see a doctor for Marilla? Like, I'm really concerned.
My health bar is at 100%, adventurer.
Okay, do we just leave Marilla as is? Like,
I think we just accept that it's happening. Just go.
Okay.
She'll get there.
We've been doing that a lot recently.
It's for the best.
Shall we go and explore some more places, or shall we go back to Teddy?
That is a great question.
I mean, I managed to get a drink of water, which was needed, and then I had a nice vision trip, which is very fun. Otherwise, I'm all done. Wasn't like Marilla came here to like explore a bit about the religions and stuff, I think was what they're here for.
I have explored everything I want to explore, adventurer.
Okay, thanks, Marilla.
Let's go back and see Scott.
Yeah! Let's play safe, I guess.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring you guys with me. I just want to make sure everything was was all set up.
I'll start over here with a sneaky side thought as Scotsman. I think something might be wrong with Marilla.
It's the vampire bite.
How does that vampire bite exactly start causing? She's calling everybody adventurer.
Oh no! And then his face just goes completely blank. It's like, oh no, she's contracted NPC contagion.
What does the C stand for? That's not contagion. It just seems like lazy abbreviation.
Well, I could tell you multiple things that begin with C, darling.
No.
Would you like me to list them in
No.
alphabetical order?
Yes.
Excellent, darling. Come with me. And clicks his fingers and you vanish.
Oh, what?
Mistakes have been made.
Good luck. I wish you the best.
Okay. Can I then get a dexterity saving throw from you, please, Kasham?
Oh, my dice were not ready. Let's remedy that situation, shall we? Okay. Dexterity saving, Jay. We're bang average at dexterity. 14.
Okay. So you reappear a second later, filled with the knowledge of all of the different things that Frank knows that begin with C. Unfortunately, that isn't a lot, so hence why it didn't take a long time for you to like, hear it all.
Yeah.
But
There
whenever
it
you appear 10 feet above the ground.
Oh, no.
But with your dexterity saving throw, you're able to land properly.
Because why wouldn't I? Why would Frank be capable of taking me somewhere and then putting me back on my feet?
I can put you on your back, darling. I can try again.
You and I have been through this, Frank.
Yes,
Oh,
but you weren't
no.
supposed to remember that, darling. I paid good money for that Rohypnol.
Excuse me.
Nothing. Goodbye.
Not going to question it. No question. Question it. Question it.
So as you arrive in the Great Hall, you can see that Scott and Hirok are put in sort of a very deep conversation, and the others are ready. Yeah, they're ready to go, and they're basically sorting themselves out. Jason is basically just tucking into all of the food that hasn't been eaten, and just piling chicken legs onto his plate that he's carrying. And so Hirok's saying, I wonder if I should take this as a slice of my hospitality that you're leaving so soon, Alpha. He's going to say, well, Lord, you know I would want to stay, but your news about the Alphas yesterday, it troubled me deeply. I want to make sure that my Alphas are okay, but be assured, I will be back as soon as possible. I have a vested interest in returning. For example, I would like to know how you seem so unsurprised that my son is able to transform into any creature that he chooses. Given that we didn't even know about this until 2 weeks ago. And Hirok was like, well, yes, Alpha, it would be very advantageous for you to return quickly so that you could find this out. At which point, Kashan then comes up to him and just says, there's something wrong with Marilla. And they discuss NPC contagion. So what would you guys like to do here?
I will give thanks to Hero for his hospitality. So if we are to be shipping out.
Sounds about right. I'll do the same.
I am polite.
So he just sort of nods and shakes your hand graciously with sort of like political grin on his face, as it were, and then he sees Onyx. He's like, Ranger, how is your hangover? He says very loudly.
It's great. I've had some water, so I'm feeling so much more human again. Thank you.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw, please?
Please, I don't want to be exhausted anymore. I just want to be okay. Oh no. That's a 9 in total.
Can I use any of my hero points to give out any help to this?
It's fine, just let me suffer. Save your
Bye.
voice for something more important, genuinely. It's fine.
Alright, never mind.
Okay, so you take camel. You take 4 psychic damage from his loud noise.
That's fine. I'm still healthy. Oh, damage.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone else want to thank Hirok for his hospitality?
I will simply bow, and now walk off.
Okay. So George then comes over and is like, if I may, Lord Birch, there is still the matter of gifts to hand over. He's like, oh yes, I completely forgot about that. And I get the feeling the DM did as well. And so we have brought gifts for you, Lord. They're outside, I'm assuming with our horses. And so George then nods, like, yes, indeed, sir. And so, well then, and then very loudly, to the stables!
Okay.
Ranger, lead the way!
Okay. Where even are the stables? Do I remember where the stables are?
judging on your current situation, that might have been where you slept last night.
Fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm sure I'm gonna find the stables in one piece and just be okay, you know?
Okay,
You're
can
more
I
optimistic about that than I am.
can I get a survival check for me, please?
Oh god! It's just getting worse. Okay,
What is it?
how
again?
survival less? Okay.
Bear with me, because I think you may be in your favourite terrain.
I hope so.
Yep, you're in your put.
She does need all the help she can get.
Yes.
Yep, so you can give yourself advantage.
Thank you, because that roll was abysmal. Oh, it got worse.
How?
So the initial roll was a 3, and that's 9 in total. That was my better roll. So I'm gonna shun that particular die. Please say I have a replacement. Yep. Okay. Let's see if this is gonna be nice later. Oh God. How does a 9 treat me?
Okay, but unfortunately you do go the wrong way several times, but Hirok takes delight in this and is like, "No, Ranger!" very loudly. "It's this way!" Can I get another Constitution saving throw for you?
Please. Okay.
The ironic thing is, they only have to succeed at this once to get your hangover under control.
I know, and it's really upsetting. Like, I don't know why my dice particularly hate me right now, but hey, this one's a bit nicer. That's an 18 in total.
Okay, congratulations, your hangover is cured. You
Yes!
do not take any further damage, and you are no longer exhausted.
Yay! That's the best news I've had. Oh my god.
It's about damn time.
God.
Yeah, Asargath, here we are. Okay, so Hirok effectively leads the way after that, and effectively just takes you to. Yeah, great. Sorry, one sec. Right. And basically leads you through the town to this point. Basically where the stables are, where Ast is, where the Pegasus is, and Jason's horse, along with Baldwin. And basically in the wagon is still the plough and the water distiller, which Scott hands over to the to him, and Hirok doesn't seem to have sort of like any appreciation for what he has in his hand, but he doesn't seem to sort of necessarily value them in any way, but aside from the fact that it's you guys that's given it to them, and so he sort of just tosses the water distiller over to the elf who has also joined you, he's like, "What is this, elf?" And then the elf basically explains, like in a really dull voice, that it's a water distiller, and Hirok's just like, "Ah, yes, this is very, very useful. Yes, thank you, Alpha." And then the elf explains what the plough is, like, "Ah, plough, yes, very useful. I'm very good at ploughing myself." "What about you, my horned friend? Do you enjoy ploughing yourself?"
Is he talking to me, right?
Yes.
He's not talking to me.
I'm afraid I don't even know what power means, like, but I'll just give a thumbs up.
Good man. And so sort of thumps you on the back. And then he's like, "Well, in that case, since we're on the subject of ploughing, I must attend to my lady queen for reasons of state. You must understand."
Of course.
So Hiroka basically then just says, "Farewell, Alphas. May the wind be in your sails. May Odin watch over you. And return quickly, for we have much to discuss. Elf, come with me." And then Marilla goes, "Yes, adventurer." He's like, "No, not you." He just grabs the other elf and just pulls him along.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll make sure to like hang on to like Morella's shoulder before she actually gets lost or something.
Because it does seem possible.
Yeah, at this point.
I am meant to travel along a set pathway, adventurer.
That somehow doesn't surprise me.
So Scott is just like patting Ast on like her nose and stuff and feeding her an apple. He seems quite put out by the fact that Hirok didn't really seem to care for the presents. And so, okay, might as well get to move on. Where we're going is technically quite close by, but there's no direct route, so we have to go the long ass way.
Oh, joy.
But it's a nice day, so we should be able to get things done quite quickly. And he just sort of like flexes his arms, and you can hear something sort of crack in his shoulders. He's like, "Ah, that's better." And then and he just sort of like very effortlessly just sort of jumps on Ast's back. So, alright then, tally ho, my friends. And this is sort of met with silence, and Master Birch, Lord Birch, I kindly request that you not say that again out of context.
I've opened the back door, so I can't find her around the house.
Okay.
In case she has got out.
Yeah, okay. Right, so I did a sort of zoomed in map to because I kept on forgetting where things were.
Ooh.
So, you are obviously in New Asargath and marked by Kashan's token. You basically need to head to Lost Wolf Den.
No.
Lost Wolf Den used to be.
They were hot.
Why? I can't find it. Oh, next to it. Cool. Alright.
How long does it take us to get there? Yeah, come with me.
So it's 10 miles to get back to the sort of main road, then another 6 miles, and then so you've basically got like
20 miles.
20 to 30 mile walk by road, or if you just want to sort of cut through the hills, you can get it done in 4 miles.
I would not mind to follow just the roads. It's not because I don't trust the rangers, it's just,
Hey, thanks.
I trust you, adventurer.
Thanks for reload. Yeah, let's stop pushing for like the longer way.
And Scott's just sort of like chilled out on Ass, and so I don't mind. It's just the going through the hills would be problematic for the horses and the wagon. But if you want to risk it, I'm up for a challenge.
Oh gosh,
Let's take care of the horses and stuff.
yeah.
We'll go the long way. We don't mind.
Okay.
It might be scenic.
Yes.
So you basically take the south road, and the first thing that you see upon sort of like heading south. Let me quickly go back to. So the first thing you see. Nope. Damn it. Ugh. First thing you see on your way south is Frank, who is still reading the contract for the wishes that he was reading to McKelly.
Oh no.
He only seems to be about a third of the way through it as well, so.
Oh no.
And
Should I
like,
see everything?
and I put, and so like he sort of sees you go past, and he's like, "I hope you're paying attention to this."
Oh gosh.
To every single word, mate. Every single one.
Can I get a deception check from you, please,
Oh,
Michaela?
no.
It comes up.
It's okay. Warlocks are charisma based. What did you get, Michaela?
Oh, you want to grow? Oh. Sorry, got lost. At 9.
Wait, so that was a nat 1 plus 8.
Oh, wrong one. No, it's a 5 plus 8 on the map. 12, 13.
13. Okay. So put this is a okay.
Quick maths.
All right, now pay attention because this is where the life and death stuff starts coming into it.
Oh shit, okay, guys, hold on.
Do you really want to wait?
I'll stall around for literally 60 seconds and I'll start to walk off.
Can
Okay.
he just walk and read? Or float and read? Like, he's capable of all sorts. Surely he can just do that.
So Scott basically just looks at you and is like, "Do you really want him reciting his wish contract all the way along?"
I was actually saying the same thing. I'd rather hear Marielle's rumbling than...
This grass is very green, adventurer.
Thanks on your head, son.
Can we not just like put him in the back of the wagon or something? Oh.
Again, do you want to listen to him prattle on about the contracts for the entirety of the day?
Yeah, okay, let's escape him then.
Fine.
Sure, we're gonna find him later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately that seems accurate.
Don't worry, darling, I'm behind you all the way.
I honestly would rather you weren't.
Okay, fine, I'll be on top.
That is not fair. That's not even close to fair.
Okay, so you basically head south and basically get to the crossroads, and then... Well, it's not necessarily a crossroads, it's more like a multi-pronged fork in the road. But you can... It's like one of those points that basically just has like a single like post into it with arrows pointing in various directions. But you can actually see the Lost Wolf Den is a marked location with its own dedicated arrow on it. So you can sort of get the indication that where you're going has some level of importance.
Interesting.
Aside
Why
from,
is it so important?
well, we Alphas have something of a, an importance in this area. But, I mean, we did help them conquer this area, but I'll let you make your assessments and decide for yourself.
I guess.
But aside from like the occasional just like passing farmer, trading wagon, that sort of thing, it's mostly an uneventful journey. So but it's mostly just broken up with like Padawan just like pointing things out, like, oh look, Daddy, I can see a hill, or I can see trees, I can see clouds in the sky, that sort of thing. But Scott then sort of sets him to work doing his book, and then when Padman gets bored of that, he basically starts singing.
Anything in tune?
Yes, he basically plays a Padwanified version of My Mother Told Me.
Aww.
Okay.
You ever sing it?
No, I'm not that brave. I've subjected you guys to my singing once before, and I regret it. Okay. Bear with me one moment. I just remembered I was supposed to have a video up, and I didn't, and now, of course, now I'm bringing it up, my computer's starting to freeze on me.
Oh, Matt, a question that you didn't answer me last time.
Yep.
How did Anna manage to get across all the archers and the guards to get inside the longhouse?
Oh yeah, but I'll just simply say that you asked that when you're in the longhouse. But and Hirok basically put. Sorry, it looks like I just spilled something. Bear with me.
She had a juice and she was jumping, so I took it off her. And when she went to sat down, she tried to grab the juice and she sat down. And in the end, because she chucked it over her head and she covered herself in juice.
Oh yeah, keep your nappy on.
They might
The
not-
webcam might not be
I
on,
don't
but
know
that doesn't mean
if
you have
it's
to start
supposed
stripping.
I don't know.
Okay, so you basically spoke to Hirok, and and Hirok and his advisor, basically basically told you that they have found a number of guards who are passed out, completely and utterly plastered. But on, let me bring up the map again. So this gate, which is literally just like a singular gate, which leads to a cliff road. But the guards at that gate were found completely and utterly plastered, stone drunk, out cold, first thing in the morning, and they basically determined that they came in by rowboat, bribed the guards with alcohol, and then just simply walked in.
Oh, I guess that's very professional.
Hirok is under the impression that the said guards should be punished, but the elven advisor is more of the opinion that he's just grateful that nobody was actually killed, so it's like blood being spilt on a sacred day sort of thing.
Bullshit, it should have been punished. I don't agree.
So Hirok then turns to you and says, "Well, tell me, my horned friend, what punishment do you think you would deal?"
To let him drink until he dies.
So, yes, it does seem like like something that would be quite symbolic. For it was the god of thunder, Thor, who drank an ocean from a horn. Maybe we could work up something similar.
Well, it's not Thor that we're talking about.
No, but I mean for the guards. Perhaps they could drink from such a horn.
Oh, you got one?
Boo.
No, I don't, but I might be able to ready something up. Thank you, my horned friend, for the suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give yourself an extra hero point.
Oh no. Oh, cool.
I will give you some, but you need to start behaving. Oh, take them. Okay, so okay, so in the Discord is a video, but which I've just uploaded. I tried playing it through Discord, but for some reason it just isn't working.
Love that.
So, when you basically journey from this flatland into a series of hills, and they become steeper and steeper and steeper and steeper until you're literally in hill country, and the road doesn't really do anything to assist you with navigating. But then eventually you come to you start veering off from the main road
Oh, yeah?
and start heading to a very particular. Take it a moment. You start heading towards a hill in particular that you can see has not a particularly impressive facility there, but it is a very dedicated building, and you can then see that it has something of a palisade around it. An incomplete palisade, but still, a trench has been dug for it, and there's very deliberate signs that very heavy logs and stuff have been carried up this hill.
Mm.
So once you reach the summit, you hear from above you somebody basically just going, "Ow! Ow! Ow!"
Aldwin?
That wasn't me.
Are you?
I don't know how. I go, "Rah!"
That's true, he does do that.
And then you hear the sound again, like just this person going, "Ow! Ow! Ow!" And then you hear a very cute sound. So then, if you want to play the video that's in the Discord.
Aww.
I need that.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
Can you play it on your computer? Video that's in Discord.
No, because my Discord won't open.
Okay. I'll bear with me. I'll send it to you.
That's why I just did for some reason my Discord won't open.
And then, so out of like the main structure, you are presented by a fully grown wolf.
I think it might actually be on my laptop.
Well, this is not a question that I'm supposed to ask, but are those the same wolves from the beginning?
Do you mean the wolf that was following you around and stuff?
The black wolf, yeah.
No, this is like a more nominal looking wolf.
Right.
So Scott basically dismount. He's not riding Asp, but he just sort of hands Asp's reins to George. But he just approaches the wolf, and as he gets closer, he goes on all fours, like just sort of crawling hands and knees over to the wolf. They observe each other for a moment, and then they can sort of put their heads together in a sign of deep affection.
No.
So Jason just sort of sidles up to you guys and says he's known them since they were cubs.
Cute.
And then out from the roof of the building jumps a very athletic and a very tattooed woman. Damn it, I closed the wrong menu. Bear with me. Records. She's wearing very sort of like light leather armor, but it's studded just all over with metallic spikes, and she's got knuckle dusters on both her hands, and a sword which is practically the same height as Kashan.
Ooh.
That's a pretty big sword.
And then in one arm is... damn it, come on. Tucked into one arm is a wolf cub.
No.
Has Scott been having lots of babies with people? Has Padwin got siblings?
So without giving sort of like any notice of you guys, she just suddenly she just shouts, "Arnvid, get your ass out here! The boss is here!" and then she just like basically goes straight over to Scott, and sort of pulls him up and pulls him into a hug. So you hear the sounds of like doors opening and closing, and then a chainmailed man with a longsword drawn comes storming out, and he's like, "By the blood of my sword, what took you so long?"
A fist.
And then Raghill just simply turns like, "Oh, stop complaining. Grow a beard." He just sort of scoops up with the wolf still in the hand, basically just goes, pushes past and goes into the building. So the armoured guy comes over, and he also has a wolf with him. But same sort of colorations as the first wolf, so you can gather that they're probably part of the same pack, but clearly a different one. So, welcome, Alphas. Welcome, Scott. Jason, Stig, George, Padwin. I see you bring some new people with you. Scott's
Hey.
like, Scott's yes. These are. You sort of pause for a minute. Is that? You guys don't actually have a group name, do you?
Oh god. The true challenge.
I thought we were just going by alpha.
Yeah.
We're all Alphas, but you don't have like a name for yourselves, do you?
That's
Not
true.
yet.
Huh. Well, you should probably get one. It'll probably make introductions substantially easier. But anyway, Torden, Kashan, Marela, NPC Marela, Onyx, and Barakas. Allow me to introduce Arnvid Odson, leader of the Lost Wolves, the Alphas of New Asargath.
Lost wolves. Nice.
So are they all your babies then, Scott?
No. Am I a baby?
Yes.
Yay! Can I be eaten by a wolf now?
No.
Wait, you let a wolf eat you, but you won't let me eat you.
But the wolves would lick me. They're nice.
Scott, I think we have to have a conversation about possibilities as to drown and be eaten by wolves in the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
And Scott just like, looks at you and is like, "This isn't news."
Okay.
But come, you must be tired from your journey. I'm afraid our accommodations are limited, but what's ours is yours.
Thanks.
And so George, Jason, and Stick don't really need like a tour guide. They sort of have an indication of where they need to go and stuff, and they just sort of like guide the horses over to this wide area that has this this metallic box. Yeah, sort of like this caged crate, and inside this crate is just a flame, a singular flame, which is just floating in the air, but is giving off massive amounts of light.
Love that.
Fun.
Do you guys join them?
Yeah.
So,
We should go this way, adventurer.
yes, thank you, Marina.
So as you're examining the fire, you hear a "Oi! Get your hands off my fire!" as a goblin in black and green robes comes over to you, riding on another one of these wolves.
I'll touch the fire if I want to touch the fire.
Well, it's my fire, ain't yours. Get your hands off.
Mommy,
I touched the fire.
Okay, so the goblin pulls out his staff, and you can see that the staff is wooden, and it basically has what appears to be sort of crystallized fire, so a crystallized flame on the tip of it. And he is going to put. But first off, the fire doesn't burn you because Dragonborn. But he is basically just going to fire off a firebolt at you.
Great.
Oh, nice guy.
Da-da-da. But then, right at the last minute, he seems to deliberately sort of point it off to one side, so you take half of the half damage that's you would have received for 2 damage.
Well,
I like you, big man. You got balls.
Well done.
And so it's all like the wolf doesn't have reins or anything like that, or a saddle, but he sort of negotiates it over to you. And sitting on top of this wolf, he is sort of like at a nominal height, so he doesn't really need to reach up, but to shake your hand. So Agnar Svartskisen.
Kashan. Pleasure to meet you guys.
And you. But don't worry, the others will be coming along soon. And then we can get all this celebratory, ceremonial bullshit out of the way, and then we can start partying.
I do like this.
So after a few minutes, you hear the sort of like plodding of heavy paws, and a very slender, red-headed half elf comes over to you with her wolf in tow. And the wolf seems to have a level of obedience that the others don't necessarily have, because it just sort of before it touches like this wooden floor, it just sort of just sits and waits for attention. And she comes over to join you and is like, "Hey, it's so good to see you again. We were getting worried." And Scovis turns to you and is like, "Friends, this is Malin. Malin Mostra. What? Might say she's something of our main contact with the wood elves of the Klingars."
It's very good to meet you.
And you. I hope we can accomplish some good things together. Because, as I always say, peace is the way. Oh, enough of that. Can we please get this crap on the road before my forge gets cold?
I respect the man of the law forge.
I'm no man. Do I look like a man? Does this cleavage say that I'm a man?
Oh, sorry, we didn't receive a picture yet.
Very specified.
And Scott while chuckling away, and may I introduce to Honora Knut's daughter. Something of she represents the Alpha's Forge Master here on the Klingars. We've got 2. We've got 2 already. We need to get greedy. And so Raghild sort of comes along, with her little wolf in tow, and the other wolf just sort of taking position over there. Arnvid comes along, and then a lone wolf without a sort of owner just sort of comes trotting along, and you can see that this wolf has bloodstains around its mouth.
Did he hit the owner?
there's something of a longer story to that, Arnvid said, but let's get this over with, and then we'll be able to give you the full story. So so they sort of like reorganize themselves, and he steps over the fire. Scott steps over to the other side.
Yeah.
And Scott basically stands to attention. He stands to attention as well, and then it's basically just a simple case of they both hold their hands over the fire, and Scott then says, "I relieve you." The other one says, "I stand relieved." They then remove their hands, sort of make a salute, but that salute then goes to put a fist over their heart. They stand back to attention again, and that seems to be everything done. So Honora basically said, "Oh, it's about fucking time. Now I'm going back to the forge before any of you can stop me." The wolf follows suit. Yay, can I play with the fire now?
Against my better judgment.
Well, I've got stuff to do. If you want to talk some more about fire, my dragon friend, I'll be inside.
Dragon?
Let me-
But why is everybody following by wolves?
So Arnvid basically just like folds his arms and is like, "Why wouldn't we be followed by wolves?"
Oh, I'm asking you.
Well,
I mean, why not bear or boars? Why wolves?
Well, you ever encountered a group called the Lost Wolves who were followed by bears?
Could be the lost bears?
But we're not the Lost Bears, we're the Lost Wolves. I could be a bear.
Oh, actually, we can.
He could be a bear. Let's be fair.
You know what you can be? Quiet and silent.
I could be a quiet, silent bear. I once knew a bear that was an intensive care bear.
What? There's so many questions, and we just arrived here, for Christ's sake.
This can't be surprising anymore.
Yeah. I forget about that, I'm not gonna lie.
So
I get it.
So all of them have sort of like dispersed, but all of them have given you. So all of them are given various indications of where they're going to be. But Malin has basically gone back to this open area, but she seems to be dealing with what looks like what's going to be your dinner. Your dinner for everybody. But Honora went back to the forge, as she said. But Agnar went back inside, and but you notice that Malin's wolf doesn't sort of stick by her, and she basically goes over to what looks like a wreckage of a rowboat and clambers back in. But Ranghild sort of scoops up her little puppy wolf and in one jumps onto this pillar and then jumps onto the roof of the building and just sort of observes you from above.
I don't think she likes us very much.
The wolf that came out by himself then goes back into the building. And then one of the other wolves just sort of like plonks itself down on the ground underneath where Ranghild is, so you can sort of get the impression that that's her wolf.
Could that be her wolf's puppy?
And then Arnvild is basically just left alone with you guys. He's like, come, must be tired. We have a lot to discuss and much ale to drink.
Oh,
That's about it.
Onyx, your favorite.
Hey, I'm gonna give it one more chance, okay? And if I get severely hungover and like I can't shake it off again, then it's a sign, okay?
Okay. But do we have water?
But do not worry, my friend. But we have ale to cure even the worst of ale-related and induced hangovers.
See, again, perfect for you.
Just simply close your eyes and pretend you're drinking something pleasant.
Keep your ale. I will have my whiskey.
You whiskey.
I'm going to check my pockets for my bottle of whiskey.
Your fire-breathing whiskey?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it's somewhat... it's late afternoon, so it's getting into evening, but it's not particularly late at this point. So Scott's basically make stuff at home, and we can sort out everything else over dinner. But yeah, as they say, what's theirs is ours, and at this point I'm now in charge here. So as your superior, I'm ordering you to chill the fuck out.
Thanks.
Oof.
Daddy, you said a bad word.
He has you there.
Are the wolf magical creatures, or they're actually just animals?
No, they're well, they're not necessarily normal wolves, and he says that very deliberately, and you can hear a sort of grrr coming from the wolf that's sitting next to him.
Can I raid my tan bag and my grey bag and pull out 2 random animals and see if I can? I don't know if actually either of them do wolves.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm afraid.
Yeah. That's fine.
I've given up with my laptop. I think it's
Okay.
doing an update and it's just playing stupid buggers.
Okay, so D8 first off. So that's a 3 for the
Badger.
grey badge. So that's the badger. Yep.
I'm going to throw a badger.
That's better.
Badger above ball. Badger.
Okay, so we have a badger and then another.
Is that dinner?
Got an obsessed with 3s, haven't I?
And a baboon.
Oh, not again.
I think it was an
No.
ape last time. It was actually an ape, not a baboon last time.
Oh, yeah,
This is
it
the ones
was.
with the red bottoms. I'm going to just tell it to start like mooning everybody. And the badger just to go around and follow the wolves. Just like pretend it's a wolf.
Okay, so the badger basically heads off and tries to follow this wolf into put into the boat. And so Scott basically was answering McKay's question. Is that no, they are normal wolves, but exceptionally talented wolves. In response to the wolves right next to him. But no, each of them has a wolf, and by the looks of it, 2 of the wolves have been busy.
Well, hey!
Okay, fair. Why is there a wolf without, isn't following anybody?
Maybe that's Scott's wolf.
No,
Or Scott's girlfriend.
so
It might get busy while he's a wolf.
he just like sort of turns to Torden and is like, "Thank you."
Am I right though? Is it your wolf girlfriend?
No.
Does she want to be your wolf girlfriend?
I'll be honest, I haven't asked. I don't plan to, and I don't think I'll survive having any more women in my life. Thank you very much.
Understandable.
I mean,
There is-
see what comes after Badwin. Jesus.
Well, you haven't even heard the stories about the daughter in another dimension that I have. That was weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't ask.
Yeah, you didn't. So, anyway, back to reality.
Ah.
But there is another member of the Alphas here, and and that wolf belongs to him. Though I'm a bit worried of the fact that his wolf is the one that's bloodstained.
Yeah.
The blood belongs to the wolf or to the alpha.
Let's go find out.
Not really keen on wolves and quadrupedal in general.
What about me? Do you like me?
Chew? No.
I can give you bear hugs.
Bless you.
Oh, are you allergic to bears?
No, I'm not allergic to bears, so I'm allergic to you.
Oh no.
That is so mean.
Poor Padwin.
I'm sad now.
No, Padwin, it's okay. Look,
I'm
it's
surprised Padwin doesn't
okay.
want to play with the baby wolf. It's a friend.
I'll go play with the badger. And sort of like canters off.
The baboon's going to follow.
Okay.
I'm going to send the baboon to follow and keep an eye on Padwin. And if Padwin starts doing dangerous things, the baboon is instructed to pick him up and bring him back and give him to Scott. Basically, I'm making the baboon a nanny.
And you just hear George just go, "Oh, thank God."
That's what the baboon will bring back to.
That's hilarious.
Can I get Quack Norris out?
Yeah, of course.
Quack Norris! I'm going to chase Quack Norris around the bay.
How long does it take you to get Quack Norris out?
Ooh.
To whip out your quack, as it were?
Let me double check. Ah, fuck, it's an hour.
Well, you can, do you want to go around and do whatever the rounds are, then whenever you guys settle down for dinner, then you can summon him?
Yeah, by the time their guest dinner's ready, it's gonna be with me.
Okay. So,
Well, the plan is, as soon as he comes out, I would like him to park on the roof of the building to like watch over.
okay. Can you see through his eyes?
Yes.
Okay. So, as he sort of like flaps up, the wolf cub just comes over to him and just sort of like licking his nose.
Quack Norris. Wolf.
Yeah, the baby wolf.
Oh. Alright. Baby wolves are cute. I think that.
Okay, so Scott has gone into like this main complex area. What other? Jason is go and supervise the food. Stick is then going to go back with George to tend to the horses and stuff. They've just sort of been attached to these posts here. What are the rest of you going to do?
I'll park my ass on the fire and just take the the suggestion and just sit down and chill and relax.
Alright.
I like to investigate the forge. I'm gonna go do that. It's been a while since I've been able to try my hand at the forge stuff, so I'll ask if there's any help that's needed around the forge.
Okay, so the first thing you can see is that this is a very sort of wide, sort of professional setup, where forging is concerned. Like you've basically got, it's not just like a very simple forge, which seems to be the norm. This is a very advanced forge to what you are used to. This is the sort of thing that can heat up metals for multiple things at once.
Cool.
And you can see that that she is very adept at handling multiple things at once, despite her height, given that she's a dwarf. And she's also trained the wolf to assist her by handing her tools and stuff. So she just sort of clicks her hand as you sort of walk into this, reaches behind her, clicks her hand, and the wolf hands her a hammer, but hands it to her in such a way that she can just immediately just take it from the wolf and immediately start hammering out this axe head that she's working on.
That's cool.
And she is completely oblivious to you as she's working, though the wolf isn't.
Fair.
So you just get to watch it.
I'll wait for a sort of a break in our work and give a bit of a and ask if there's anything that she needs.
So she drops the hammer and picks up this one of the swords was waiting in the fire and brandishes it at you. So what do you want?
Well, it's been a while since I've been able to do anything with a forge. I was wondering if there's anything you need any help with.
Well, when you say so, she puts the sword back in. And so I need help in crafting 100 iron daggers, which I can spam at the market.
Yeah.
How much will my smithing level go?
I don't know. Have you taken a long rest yet? Do you have a smithing perk ring?
No.
Well, then what are you doing here then? Go make one. Haven't you ever heard of the restoration restoration cheese spell?
I am feeling like we're playing a different game.
So you're a forger, are you?
I've doubled.
You dabble. Yeah, I believe you, Rune Knight.
I kind of comes with the trade.
Alright. Tell me what you have smithed. And we can compare notes.
What have I smithed? That's a good question.
You've mostly smithed upgrades for various weapons.
Yeah, I was going to say, I upgraded a shield to be spiked. I tried my hand at silver and my axe and it didn't work. I tried silver and some bolts and some of them worked.
Silversmith, eh? Yeah. That's very impressive.
It costs a lot more than I'm willing to admit.
No, I can appreciate that. But we should compare notes over dinner.
I'd very much like this.
Okay, so with that, she just sort of goes back to her forging. But do you want to look around her workshop at all, or are you done here?
No, I'll sort of leave it be. Who is the person that was sort of previously in charge? Is it this one here?
This one.
This one? Is there anything that needs done around the camp? Like it looks like, palisades and stuff like that.
Oh, fire.
So Armvid seems to basically just be pacing around the camp, just trying to look impressive as opposed to actually doing anything, and he basically says there's plenty that needs to be done, but don't worry yourself with it. But although if you were to assist, you can help get the wolf shit out of the trenches.
Oh.
Well, Kashan,
No,
that's always a noble job.
Not really what I was thinking of, but more suit the manual labor than cleaning work.
The problem is that we don't actually have the wood to finish the palisades. We use the last of it, and what you see here. Trade has ground to a halt with the problems down south, and unfortunately our recent antics have made traders somewhat averse to assisting us.
What exactly happened there?
And he's looking evasive, and I should probably tell Scott first, given that he's now base commander. But no, don't worry. Scott's usually one of those guys that gets everything out in the open all at once. No doubt you'll hear it then.
All right.
But in the meantime, what about you? Anything we can organise for you? Blade sharpened, beard trimmed, anything like that?
I think I'm good.
Alright then. He sort of makes a clicking noise and his wolf just sort of out. And he wanders off over here and the wolf sort of follows him. And then you just sort of hear from the boat, Uncle Kashan, look what I found.
What did you find, Paladin?
I found babies.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
And that's why she's hiding in the boat, because she's the one that's had the babies.
How did you find the babies?
They were here.
Did you just steal some babies?
No, they were here.
Has he actually brought them over, or is he just sort of pointing them out?
No, he's sitting on the edge of the boat and he's called Kashan over.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Well, fair enough.
so you can hear so then Malin calls over to you and is like, yes, but my wolf got a little bit happy, and now we've got these little rascals to deal with.
How many are they?
So what was that?
How many cubs are they?
So there's 4 there, and then there's the runt of the litter. This one
Yeah.
to make 5.
Do you think he's hinting that we need to take the puppies?
I didn't say that.
Spider-Man comes over to you and says, yes, they can go with the griffin and the snake and the reindeer.
True.
I'm quite happy with my snake.
Only if you can take care of them.
That could be a snake.
He could be a snake.
Okay, now, what would you like to do?
And Michaela's going in the kitchen.
Mhm.
I'm going to go and annoy the goblin. I'm assuming the goblin is also a wizard.
Yes.
I'm going to go show the goblin my spell book.
Okay.
And try and make her wizard friend.
Okay.
Look
So,
at my collection of spells.
so you come into the main room, and it's a very wide, empty room. But in this sort of corner is the beds, and the first thing you see is that Scott and the bloodied wolf are sitting next to a bed that has a Goliath lying in it.
Okay.
The goblin is still sitting on his wolf. He doesn't actually seem to dismount from the wolf at all. And he's going through his own spell book, trying to
Healing spell?
he's just looking through his spell book, but doesn't seem to be finding what he's looking for.
I'm going to hold up my spell book and go, healing spell, and show him a healing spell.
We're wizards. We don't have healing spells.
Healing spell. I have a healing spell.
You're a very strange wizard lizard.
Healing spell!
Why do you have a healing spell? You're a wizard.
Because I do. I also throw baboons and badgers at people, and occasionally catapult things when people let me.
Let me see that.
shoving out the book, and I'm like practically like shoving it in his face. You can't really see it on the screen, can I? I'm basically shoving the book like so far in his face, it's like squishing his nose.
Right, his nose is quite prominent, so
It's squished onto the end of his nose.
he's like, all right. And so he tries to take the book from you.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna let it go, but I'm gonna like be really close watching.
Okay, so Onyx, would you like to do? Trin, you there?
Yeah, sorry about that. I might check in with the like wolf scenario with like the blood on its face. That was like for the new guy. Like I'll check in to see what like Scott's coming up with or whatever, and then if it's all okay, then I'll just sit by the fire, like here.
I will join your adventure.
That's great, Marie. Let's stay close.
Not too close. Would one of the plate?
You get to babysit Maria around.
Oh, come on, she will be happy to babysit you.
Sorry, did someone say something about something? I missed it.
No, just no.
Wait a minute. What if we let Frank babysit Marilla?
No.
No,
No.
Too late.
We're not.
she won't
No.
like it.
No, Marilla!
Go.
Oh, no. I'm gonna be the one responsible for that now. God.
I
will
admit.
not do anything. I swear to God.
That might be my bad.
Yes, it's just maybe.
I didn't think you'd just do it.
What do you mean? It's
I
right.
get it. It was a lapse it's been a long day.
Just don't say
I
a
guess
thing
someone
to
doesn't
Maria.
get healed the next time.
Yeah. No.
I don't know that that's the worst of our problems.
I'm sure it's fine. Oh, God.
Look, when he took a lumber for a while, everything was okay.
Was it?
Everything was okay when he came back.
When they get back. Everything's better when they're back away from Frank.
Frank brought him back. Ish. Kind of. He was in jail. Frank was there with him, though.
In a separate cell, admittedly, but
Why was Frank in the cell?
I guess he thought he deserved it.
Frank's been in lots of cells.
Yeah, let's be honest. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's averse to being the chance.
yeah, I remember having that conversation, or showing you that bit, and the first thing that McKelly said was, "Why is Frank in jail?" And then David then said, "I think the better question is why hasn't Frank been in jail before this?"
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds about
Good
right.
point.
Okay,
No
so
offense, we did try to leave him in the jail.
I think you did in the end.
Yeah, he came back. We tried a bit.
Okay, so you basically come in through the front door, and you're immediately welcomed by the blood-stained wolf, who, being blood-stained, looks up at you really happily with his tongue hanging out, and his tail wagging.
Well, he seems happy. Our job's done here.
You know
and
what?
and you also see that there is a Goliath lying in the bed.
Oh, okay.
Da-da-da. And Scott is basically just leaning over him, his hands sort of intertwined, and he's just examining this Goliath. And you can see that this guy, his left arm is completely mangled and is in bandages.
Does it look like... Oh wait, no, if it's in bandages I'm not going to be able to know. Okay.
So Scott then turns to you and says, I don't suppose you've seen Morella around, have you?
Frank is all I'm going to say.
Frank might have taken it.
Yeah, she got franked.
She got franked.
Might have been. You know what? I'm gonna try something. Frank.
Hold on.
Penis!
That would do it.
I was gonna see if he'd be civil first. He normally comes when I show
Yes.
him. We need you to bring Marilla
Yes.
back.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Yes. Clarify. Just normal Frank.
Oh, thank you.
Oh god.
Dancer Franks,
Oh,
lawyer
thank you,
Franks,
Aya.
all of the Franks other than Frank.
I don't know.
Please
You gave me
leave the fire pit
How is one...
and the general dimension. I need specifically one of you, and it's the one that's next to me.
But don't worry, darling. The rest of us can wait in line.
No, you can't.
Don't worry, darling. We'll be very civil about it.
No,
We're professionals.
no.
Ugh, fine. Sports balls.
Thanks.
Thank you, Franks. Okay.
So, darling, what can
Where's
I do
Maria?
for you on this fine day?
I need you to bring Marilla back.
It's Daddy Zuma.
My dear darling, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You and I both know that's a lie.
Yes, yes, we do, but unfortunately there's nothing in the contract which you read earlier that says anything about me lying.
Am I part of that contract?
Yes, of course, darling.
Why am I part of the contract?
Well, darling, you obviously read the contract whenever you joined the Alphas.
Oh no.
This isn't about a wish, Frank, and therefore this has nothing to do with the contract.
Well, I can't help with anything other than wishes, darling.
Well, I didn't wish for you to take Marilla away, and yet you did, and therefore you're voiding your own logic here, Frank. And if this was to do with a contract, by voiding your own logic, you're also voiding your own contract.
Darling, I'm going to be absolutely frank with you. Your logic makes me hard. Goodbye.
My phone is now being decorated.
Okay, I tried.
Yeah, at least you tried, that's what matters.
Scott, do you still need Marilla?
And so Scott basically just has been watching this entire thing and just exactly what did you think was going to happen?
That's a good question. Honestly, mostly I was just up wording out loud and kind of hoping for the best. Sometimes I think he likes me.
He likes everyone. That's kind of his. That's kind of the problem.
No, I mean a little bit more than that, you know.
Wait,
He doesn't
what are you implying? Hang on.
I think we're friends sometimes. That's why he listens when I tell him to leave.
No,
That's what you mean, okay.
yeah. I'll just let you carry on with that. Yeah.
That's clearly.
Well, does any of you know cure wounds?
Me?
Mariella does.
I do. I do. I'm currently teaching it to a goblin, I think.
Taught him?
Right. So the goblin still has your spellbook, which you need in order to cast the spell.
Yeah. I'm going to snatch it back.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
But it's mine, so I'm going to just take it.
Okay. So yeah, he doesn't necessarily fight back, and you're able to sort of like jump up and take it back, and you just sort of strut over to Scott, really bee's knees sort of things like spellbook.
And I open spells to cure wounds.
Do you even know what you're casting cure wounds on?
No, so I'm holding out to Scott.
So Scott is basically like holding up the arm and put toward him. This is Blagog.
Hi.
And the Goliath just turns to you and goes, Blagrog.
What?
Blagrog.
I'm gonna hold out a bottle of whiskey.
Blagrog. Nodding, and he just sort of takes the whiskey in his other arm. Yeah, for him to drink it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
I
is this
can find more.
is this the fire-breathing whiskey?
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh no. Who did it?
Okay, right. So.
Okay.
Fortunately, he succeeded in his Constitution saving throw, but he took quite a substantial amount of the whiskey before he realised what it was, and so he lets out this belch of pure flame, which shoots off into the ceiling. But luckily, it's a triangular ceiling, so it's and he's sort of in the centre of the roof, so the roof doesn't catch fire.
Stick a packet to your back. That's what it just fell through.
It's fine. Blagrog.
Your wounds? I'm just going to try and cast the spell and hope that Scott sort of directs where he wants me to cast it.
He just sort of like holds up the arm, and you can just see this thing is utterly bloodied and everything.
You have to roll the dice for me.
Yep. Okay, so you heal 8 hit points of this injury, but the wounds, there's basically like 3 lacerations, which go from sort of shoulder to wrist on this arm, and they seem to sort of like seal up and close, but to a certain extent. But the arm still looks extremely mangled. I'll get you to run a history check. Okay, you have actually seen this before. This is very similar to what happened to you whenever you got attacked by the werewolves.
Okay. Scott, you have a new friend.
Yes, I'm getting that impression as well. I don't suppose you know Remove Curse by any chance, do you?
I'm going to sum from my spellbook. I'm pretty sure I do.
Yes, you do. Why don't you tell us what happened, Blagrog? Blagrog, will you stop that? Blagrog, no, I mean it. Stop it. And then
Maybe he wants to be a dog man?
and so Blagrog then sits up and is like, "Oh, all right. You take all the fun out of life. I like being a big dumb brute. It means that people stop asking me about what their future is going to be."
Remove Gus! I'm gonna like shoot him because he's like talking normal. Just like blast him in the face. I literally don't have any mumbo jumbo words. I literally just shout out the name of the spell.
Remove Curse.
Remove Curse.
Okay, so right, so before this happens, Onyx, would you like to do anything?
I'm gonna just leave this to the professionals. I'm good.
Okay, so you cast Remove Curse. Now, you're here, and Blagrog is here.
Yep.
Do you just sort of like thrust it in Blagrog's face, or are you more general?
At him in general, but I'm assuming his face because he's sat up, so my hands are sort of going to aim towards his face.
Okay, so spellbook to the face, and you cast Remove Curse.
Yep.
Put a very sort of definitive black smoke comes out of the wound, gets swirls around, and then gets resorbed into the spellbook.
Okay.
And the wound is still bloodied, wounds open and everything, but it's almost as if like somebody has turned the lights on, but it doesn't look nearly as bad as it was. It isn't erupting, isn't enacting any sort of like infection smell or anything like that. You appear to have accomplish whatever it was that Scott wanted you to accomplish.
Okay.
Was it? And Scott's like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to do that so abruptly. Normally people ask why. So, but no worries, I'm not complaining. Yeah, I'm a big guy. Up you go. It's a black.
But is he still talking?
And the Goliath is slowly looking really shifty. He's like, Black Rock?
Yay! Whacked! And I'm gonna jump off and run around the room. Like,
Are the rest of you going to do anything?
It's Quack Norris. Up. I mean, out.
Yep, he's sitting on the roof.
crack,
Can
crack.
I spend my action looking through him, it.
Yep.
Do I see and hear anything?
You hear a definitive sss.
Ah. Not helpful. Shoot.
I mean, you're at the top of a hill, and you're now basically on the roof of a building on the top of that hill. So you do have a very sort of like clear view of your surroundings. But you can basically just see hills after hills after hills, and then further to the north are very pronounced mountains.
Nice.
And then to your south is what looks to be a very, very thick forest that just goes on for miles and miles and miles.
That'd be the elves. Nice.
Yeah.
Just in case something happens, because I don't trust maps.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so so now, Kashan, that you've done this and vanished Morella, but what would you like to do now?
Oh, he's on BDB.
Okay, Onyx, would you like to do anything?
I'd say if I'm like not needed, then I'll just probably go back to the fire if I know that everything's all good.
Okay, so you open the back door, and the very definitive smell of not just roasting meat, but roasting meat that's been prepared very well, sort of like erupting out. So this is basically the smell of a very good barbecue.
Ah. Key. Okay, that's good. I'm very excited for that then.
Ask Daddy.
So you basically go over, and
Ask Daddy, the daddy.
Jason is very much just chilling out in the corner, and Malin basically just looks up at you and is like, "Oh, you're a ranger, are you?"
Yeah, I am.
And she just like she's got like a sort of poker which she's prodding the meat with, and then with her other hand she holds it out and is like, "Mailing more straw at your service."
I'll shake her hand and I'll just say, Onyx Thornster. Thornster. There we go, sorry.
Do you speak Elvish?
Let me quickly check. Yes, I do.
Okay, so you basically know that her surname means morning sun.
Oh. Lovely surname.
Thank you. And she says brightly, and so carries on poking the meat.
Is there any way I can help at all?
No, I think we've got this. But unless, of course, you want to make sure that the badger and the baboon don't eat my wolf cubs.
Yeah, I can go check on there's badger and a baboon. Wait. Oh. I'll go check on that. Whereabouts are they, or where did you last see them?
They're technically looking
Just over
after
there.
Padwin. I sent them looking after Padwin.
The Padwin's a snake now trying to eat Quack Norris.
Well, the baboon is supposed to be, if he's causing trouble, picking him up and bringing him back to Scott.
He's not necessarily causing trouble, he's just sort of hovering near Quack Norris.
Okay. Well, the baboon is basically wherever the Padwin is.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's the badger now. And the badger's sort of sitting morosely, just waiting.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna be a little concerned, considering the lack of baboon, and I was informed that there was a baboon there. I'm gonna call out, I'm gonna check how many, pups there are, just in case, something terrible happened, because I wouldn't know what is happening otherwise.
Okay, so there's
What can happen is in company with 2 demons. What can happen?
Something terrible. Very terrible.
Okay, so there were 4 wolf cubs in the boat with Mum, and then the wolf number 5 is hovering around with the woman who met you.
Okay.
And Padwin is being the snake chasing Jack Norris.
Yeah.
And the baboon is chasing Padwin. What are you choking on, Baba?
What's your passive perception, by the way?
16. Sorry about
Okay. Okay,
So-
you hear the definitive crunch, 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 and the sound of heavy armor, and you turn to see Armvind, attempting to sneak up behind you.
You're not very
Uh,
sneaky.
Is it? Oh. Excuse me. So walks off, looking really dejected.
Sorry! I was surprised, wow, I totally didn't see you there. No.
And then, just as he gets to the door, the door opens, and the Goliath comes out. And Malin goes, "Yay! He's alive!" And you just sit. Is that was that David?
No, sorry.
I think he's talking on the phone to someone.
Okay.
I could be wrong, it sounds like he's
Sorry,
talking.
guys.
I think it was McKellar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my husband.
So this massive Goliath, with this massive sort of pearl necklace and then this sort of Greek style toga, comes out with his blood-stained wolf following him. And Malin just immediately drops her equipment, runs over and hugs him. So Blackrock then sort of hugs her and lets her go, and is like, all of this attention and all of this attention and affection is quite sickening. And as a Goliath, I would like to, and he starts sort of pumping himself up,
Eat.
cast Druidcraft. And he just he sort of flicks his hands at this empty space of land, and a flower appears in the ground. Yes, still got it.
Yeah.
Oh no! I'm gonna have like a little panic attack on the floor. He's still talking, it didn't work!
And so Arnvid just sort of claps him on the shoulder and say, "Good to have you back, man. Take a seat before you fall over."
He's still talking!
Stop talking, Dunk.
Stop
talking.
using words! You make my spell not work! Broke it!
Why is it a bad thing to speak now? Boss?
When I first met him, all he could say was Balgrog. and then he started speaking, and I got told to remove curse, so I assumed that he wasn't supposed to speak.
Oh no, he can speak. Scott comes over and says, says next to me. He can speak, he just chooses not to because it makes him sound stupid.
Wait.
Then why was I supposed to not make him speak?
Because I got bit by a werewolf, my lizard friend.
He did, you did, who did? Who got bit by what? That's a stupid thing to do.
Yes, no one in this group has ever been infected by lycanthropy.
My
Have
barrel
they,
broke,
Torben?
that's not my fault.
So at which point Malin just said, well, we might as well start eating. Grubs up!
I'm a
Shouts very
bonus part
loudly.
vampire. So, no. I've just been forced to fade all your jelly talks.
That's fine.
Necessary paper for.
So everybody just sort of congregates in this area, including the wolf cubs and all of the various wolves and the baboons, etc.
That's enough. No more throwing.
So it does get to be quite a crowded area, but there is enough food to go around, even if it is in sort of small portions. So,
Well, Scott is all alone. Oh.
Because Scott's a weirdo. And very confusing. And kind of scary.
oh, I need to keep you interested in some capacity, don't I?
Remove Gus! I don't know what you're going to do. I'm going to threaten to do it.
Yeah, so as you do it, Scott actively jumps back, his hand to his sword, and is like, don't do that.
I get fair revenge.
It was funny though.
He was a wolf, he's not now.
So all of the wolves have just sort of have also sort of congregated.
The badger's going to hang out with the wolf and pretend it's a wolf.
Yeah, over here with the it's all out of the immediate area of all of the others, and the badger goes with it, and but they appear to have a dedicated food specifically for all of the wolves, etc. So they just simply sort of throw it in that very direction, and but the wolves all just have at it. And so Scott basically stands up, but George has basically just gone round with goblets, tankards, that sort of thing, just poured everybody drinks. Onyx, would you like some ale?
Gonna do it. I'm gonna try. And if it gets me a massive hangover, I'm gonna cry and keep drinking anyway.
Can I have a drink?
I like it all.
Oh. Let's get out, Padman. I'm not responsible for this, but.
So Scott's basically that you can have some of mine, Padman, just this once. Yay!
Question is, do they put Padre to sleep?
Yeah, so before Padman actually has some, Scott basically stands holding his cup up and is like, friends old and new.
You threw everything on the floor.
Getting to this point has taken much time. But we all stand here on this earth, right here, right now, as one group. We are alphas. And know that I would rather fight alongside each and every one of you than an army of thousands. Know that in this time of need, when the people who spit on our name, who detest us in every way imaginable, look to the skies for heroes, they found us. And for that, I thank you all. He holds up his his goblet. To you, my alphas. Skull.
Oh.
And then
I
Padman.
was Scott in the sky.
And so Padwin then goes, skull!
Oh.
The baboon is just going to try and jump up and catch his skull and hold on to it.
So Van Vince's skull just look at Padwin and is like, that's new.
What, the baboon holding on to the skull or the skull that's a literal skull?
I think we need to discuss a lot of things before we settle into revelry.
I still don't understand how Scott was in the sky.
And then Scott just said, don't worry, we'll get to that. All will be explained at some point.
I doubt
I doubt that very much. I'm gonna like
Well,
move
that's
seats,
all
but sort of
right.
like make fingers at Scott like I'm gonna cast them.
And so you could see that Scott is very visibly gripping the hilt of his sword as he looks at you. So, we have much to discuss. The question is, what should we discuss first? And just sort of like looks to you guys.
I feel a little bit awkward. I mean, like, am I allowed to say here in this group right now talking alpha business when technically, not really an alpha?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, I'm not. You are amongst friends here. For better or worse, we've fought alongside you in combat, and that has piqued my interest. You have already made it clear that you are interested in joining our ranks. So if you are to represent the future of our organisation, then I welcome you at this table.
And I will accept.
Can I go get
Cool.
something off the table and paint an alpha symbol on his like forehead?
Yeah.
Do you consent to this?
I just could have painted your face.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said that I do consent, and it's cool as well.
In case the totem has just like drawn a little like upside down triangle on your head, and just like right in the middle of your forehead.
Where's Quack
No,
Norris?
not
He needs one
no.
too. And I'm gonna go look at Quack Norris to paint Quack Norris.
Quack Norris is he still on the roof?
On the roof.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go find Quack Norris and try and paint Quack Norris.
Okay, so
That's what everyone else is doing. That's what I'm doing.
okay. So we do have a number of things to discuss. First off, shall we discuss what happened at Fino? Darmvid basically just lets out a big sigh. So that's a bit of a long story. I don't know what you've been told. And Scott says, "Well, we've been told that you facilitated in the destruction of an entire village." Darmvid sort of looks from each of like his alphas to Scott and was like, "Yes, I suppose that's one way of looking at it." And Scott's just sort of shrugs at him and is like, "You're amongst friends. No one's here to judge you." So Armvid then sort of finishes the piece of meat that he was eating, puts it back in his plate, and just sort of starts rubbing his head, and you can see that this is causing him some level of distress. So, well, I don't know what last full moon was like for you, but for us it was hell. We did our patrols as we normally do, and we came to the village of Fino. The villagers welcomed us as they usually do. I mean, most people, they like us. They realise the value of what we do. They invited us into the inn, allowed us to look around, ask questions. Some even presented themselves to our silver testing. The first person we tested, their skin burned. We took them aside. The second one, they burned also. And then the third, and the fourth, and the next, and the next, and the next. Can I get insight from all of you, please?
Insane.
Not much point me, I'm not there, so.
Yeah, no, that's Marilla.
17 for me.
That's a 12 year.
This is waiting on Alex, I think.
Alex, what did you get?
That'd be a 19.
Okay, you can sort of see where this is going, but that, and by the time that you sort of like come to the conclusion, he confirms it, that every single person in the village that they tested, their skin burned against silver.
Oh gosh.
And then, night struck,
Oh.
and around all of us, the entire village transformed into wolves. Luckily, we were in the inn at the time. The only people who were really there were the barkeep, a couple of his patrons, and about 3 people who we tested. And luckily, their transformation was somewhat slow, so we were able to act on their presence quite quickly. And we made our way out of the inn to find the entire village was ripping itself apart. Every man, woman, and child had transformed. Every single one of them was infected. I won't bore you with the details. We managed to fight our way into a secure point and managed to get them into a choke point, dealt with them one by one before they managed to take us without any major injuries. Balgrog accepted, of course. When the sun rose, we were nearly buried in werewolf corpses. We didn't want to take any risks, so send anybody in to investigate lest they become infected as well. So we put the village to the torch. It doesn't, and unfortunately, nobody seems to see the wisdom in that. I've been an alpha for the better part of 20 years. I've never seen anything like that before. Can I get a history check from Kashan, Onyx, and Torben, please?
So am I here now? Am I back?
Yeah, you're there.
My history sucks, okay. Oh boy.
Mine is 0.
What?
No, I have no modifier for
Oh! I mean, you got 0 in total, I was really worried for you.
But I did roll a natural 20, so...
Hey!
Yes.
What is historic boy today?
Yeah, so you're dealing with the last full moon lycanthrope attack. That was by what they considered to be very high ranking. Like you were dealing with 12 werewolves plus an alpha, and by the sounds of it, but there were 3 other versions of this. So all in all, you were looking at about 40 to 50 werewolves.
Jesus.
Ouch.
So Scott then leans forward and is like, yeah, everything lycanthrope is on the rise at the minute. Unfortunately, but we know the reason for it. And unfortunately, we don't really have the power to do anything about it. And so Balgordon says, so it is true. Fenris Suneater is here in Midgard.
So the black dog that's running around chasing wherever Doc has gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Bloody dog.
It's not his fault. So, though, technically speaking, if he went back to Asargath, then we wouldn't have any problems. But unfortunately, wherever he goes, lycanthropy follows, rather dramatically.
And is Odin being spotted around him? Oh, no.
Didn't somebody see an old man recently quite close to here?
Yes, and unfortunately, that person has been kidnapped by Frank.
Oh, okay. I thought someone else. I thought it was two people that saw it. It was her and someone else.
Yeah, it was her and Barracus, but unfortunately, Barracus didn't notice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Where's NPC Marie when you need it?
Hey, what did we say? Technically, we then caused the problem because we bought Docker. We bought the dog.
Yeah.
And then he kind of left.
Short time.
Maybe Docker secretly is Fenris.
Wouldn't surprise me.
The dog's just the dog, it's just the cover.
No.
I could be a dog.
Sure, buddy.
Okay, so as you sort of say that, you can just hear very distantly, "Adventurer!" And Morella comes splat onto the floor behind you.
Wow, Rayla, you've returned.
Just when we need you to tell us that. Oh, you've seen Odin.
Yes, I saw Odin, Adventurer.
Do you have any more to add to that?
No, Adventurer.
Fair enough.
I don't think Frank cured her. Ooh, I'm gonna watch Morella and go, "Kill wounds!" Let's see if that makes any difference.
Okay. But I didn't have any time to sort of organise full damage, but we'll just simply say for the sake of argument, you've now killed the full damage that she sustained, returning to
Let's see
return
if
to
she
her.
still calls us adventurer.
Thank you, Adventurer.
My spells are broken. I'm gonna sit and cry. My spells are broken.
Are you sure it's just not Marilla? It might not just be Marilla being a little bit Marilla. Might not necessarily be the spells that are broken.
I am highly attentive, Adventurer.
Whiskey?
Thank you, Adventurer.
Oh no!
Morella, this is not Morella, it's an imposter. Morella always says no to whiskey.
Okay, so she also failed her Constitution saving
Oh
throw.
no!
So she lets out a massive belch, and massive fire comes out of her mouth as she belches out a flamethrower worth of.
No.
I'm gonna jump on and say, "Imposter!" And point at Morella.
And she takes 6 damage as a result of that.
Oh my god!
Well,
I'm sure she's fine, right?
Yeah, her health is huge.
as somebody who breathes fire,
Yes, Adventurer?
that didn't look comfortable.
It was not
You should know
Adventurer.
that.
That was highly uncomfortable, Adventurer.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
No, I'm going to point out Morella is still broken.
Maybe it's the journey. Well, let's see if she sleeps and it resets her. I'm trying to hold on to something right now.
Sleep sounds nice, Adventurer.
Okay, Marilla, go to sleep.
Sleep. I'm just gonna jump up, go sleep, and just wave my hand and hope that a spell comes out.
Unfortunately, it doesn't, because you don't know the spell sleep. But Marilla goes off and just finds a place to meditate.
Thank you.
Okay, Murray
It's
is
not
fine.
how we
then.
learn spells. We just shout things and wave our hands at things.
So Agnar basically just like looks at you and is like, that's how I learn.
I know, right?
Let's go off and talk about it.
Okay.
Green skin to green skin.
But I'm red and green.
But close enough. Okay, so this is basically where I would do you guys taking a long rest, but obviously I haven't been able to do dreams or anything with you guys. How are people for time?
I do kind of really need to go because I have to look up at 5 tomorrow.
That's fine. Shall we call it here for tonight, and I can do dreams with people over the next
No.
week.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Awesome. Not a word to Charles about any of this, so she can find out for herself.
Oh god, I'm not gonna be able to remember anything, so it's gonna be a fun recap.
David, we hope you're up for it.
Maybe.
Did you save your notes?
Didn't
Yeah.
take any notes.
Why don't I believe you?
I'm finishing off a couple like key Marilla bits so that I can fill her in. I wasn't going to mention that. I wasn't going to mention that we may or may not have
Franked her.
Right. Yeah, Frank Marilla. Yeah.
Alright. It was really good to meet up with you guys again. I know we've had a few weeks where we haven't actually done anything, so it was really good to see you guys again.
Yes,
Thank you for
attention.
I don't know if you guys can actually help me with something. I think I promised to do something with one of you after this weekend, but I can't remember who it was or what it was.
Wasn't me.
No.
Okay. So I'll have to think of something then. Might be a different group that I was thinking of, but if it does turn out to be one of you, it might even be Charlotte. Then I'll touch base with you over the week.
Yeah.
Well, it has been a delight, guys.
Yes, thank you.
I'll see you later, guys. Have a good one. I'll do a thing about axes on Friday.
Bye for
No
you.
worries. Have a good week, guys.
You too.
Have a good week.
Love you all, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.